Countries call for Taiwan's inclusion in the World Health Assembly, but will their support be enough to get it an invitation? We find out who was behind a meeting between Taiwanese and Japanese gangsters here in Taiwan. Like eating nori? Enjoy it while you can. Rising ocean temperatures could soon take this popular food item off the menu. Plus,
Hollywood has the Hollywood sign, and Matsu has this sign, which says, "Sleeping on spears, awaiting the dawn." We'll tell you more later in today's show.
Hello and welcome to TaiwanPlus News. I'm Terry Gou. The World Health Organization is holding its annual assembly meeting, but Taiwan is not invited. Countries friendly to Taipei called for the nation's inclusion. Bing Wang has more.
One by one, Taiwan's allies this week called on the World Health Organization to allow Taipei to take part in the World Health Assembly, or WHA. The WHA is the highest decision-making body where global health policy is formed, but Taiwan was not invited.
Discussions such as these should exclude no one, especially not Taiwan with its 23 million people, who successfully united to overcome the pandemic and set an example for the world.
Taiwan should be allowed to be an observer at the WHA and be given meaningful access to all relevant technical meetings.
Until 2016, Taiwan had observer status at the WHA. It was shut out of succeeding meetings because of China's objections. China claims Taiwan is part of its own territory and sees any international recognition of the island nation as an affront to Chinese sovereignty. From Taipei, Taiwan's foreign ministry has lodged a complaint, saying in a press statement that excluding Taiwan because of political pressure from China is not only unjust, but also constitutes a grave risk to global health. While not formally attending the meetings, Taiwan's health minister is in Geneva working on the sidelines.
我们乐意加入这种全球的或者是多国多中心的一些临床试验，在一些新药、新器材的研发上面，或者药品器材的一些引进。
As the WHA's 76th annual meeting got underway in Geneva, hundreds of Taiwan supporters gathered outside the venue, confronting the head of the World Health Organization as he arrived. This is what he had to say about Taiwan's participation.
If member states, we have 194. If they vote in favor, that's their duty, you see?
Yeah, but
so it's for the member states.
But Taiwan's foreign ministry said the country's inclusion isn't dependent on a vote, and the head of the WHO could have issued a direct invitation. Taiwan says it's not looking for pity and having other countries speak up for its inclusion, but instead it is looking to offer its own expertise and learn from other countries in the assembly. Howard Zhang and Bing Wang for TaiwanPlus.
In local politics, Foxconn founder Terry Gou lost his bid to win the presidential nomination of the opposition Kuomintang, or KMT. Now, speculation is mounting that he'll work against the KMT candidate with the third man in the race. A spokesperson for the Taiwan People's Party, or TPP, said on Monday that Gou is virtually guaranteed to cooperate with the party's candidate, Ko Wen-je. But on Tuesday, she told news site ET Today that they'll likely work on policy ideas and that Ko is unlikely to pick Gou as a running mate. Ko is looking to disrupt January's presidential election. It's a three-horse race between him, the ruling Democratic Progressive Party's Lai Ching-te, and KMT candidate Hou You-yi. Taiwan's presidency has never been won by a third-party candidate. To find out more about each party's strategy for the upcoming elections, TaiwanPlus is talking to party insiders. Today, Sam Hui spoke to TPP spokesperson Christina Yang to discuss Ko's strategy.
What are the strengths and weaknesses of the DPP's candidate, Chairman Ko Wen-je?
我觉得他主要是因为他是医生出身，所以他其实很习惯会去对症下药，他很习惯去发现问题，然后去解决问题。那再来就是民众党其实也去推广了很多跟年轻人相关的政策，比方说像居住正义，或是针对了这种低薪然后高物价等等的一些状况，我们都有去提出一些相对应的政策。那当然在劣势的话，主要是因为我们是比较新的政党，所以可能在陆战方面、组织战方面就没有那么强。
What do you think will be the TPP's strategy for 2024 presidential election.
那所以再来的话，就是我们比较会去强调的一件事情，是我们跟蓝绿其实不一样，因为蓝绿其实一直习惯去强调意识形态，但我们其实是非常理性、务实跟科学的。所以接下来我们也会不断的去宣传我们的一些国政的论述，那去告诉大家说我们的理念跟愿景是什么。比方说，像我们现在对外就是认为要台湾自主，然后两岸和平；对内的话，我们就是联合政府，团结台湾。
The spokesperson of Ko Wen-je's office said that there's a 99% chance for Ko Wen-je and Terry Gou to cooperate. What do you think?
其实郭台铭创办人他在我们党内的这种支持者，其实他们也都还蛮喜欢郭董的。那原因是因为他是企业家形象，然后本身也是针对很多的一些这种国政的论述，其实他也非常的有想法。那所以的确我们的支持者也会非常期待说，柯 P 是不是有机会可以跟郭台铭创办人有一些合作的机会？那其实在很久之前，其实柯 P 就已经讲过，我们一定会去团结一切可团结的力量。
That was TPP spokesperson Christina Yang speaking to our reporter Sam Hui. Stay tuned to TaiwanPlus this week for our final interview in this series, which will be with the main opposition KMT. Police are on alert after leaders from a fringe political party with past links to organized crime invited top officials from the Japanese Yakuza to visit Taiwan. It's raised questions over the group's affiliations and their motivations. Jaime Okan has more.
This is Zhang. He is known as the White Wolf, and he heads the Chinese Unification Promotion Party here in Taiwan. It's far from the most popular party, polling at just a few %, but it makes headlines for its extreme message, pushing for unification with China under a one-country, two-systems model like Hong Kong. Zhang also makes no secret of his background in organized crime. He was part of the Bamboo Union, Taiwan's largest criminal triad, and on Sunday, police were on alert after he met with leaders from the Japanese underworld, often known as the Yakuza. Zhang says there's nothing criminal about the meeting. Yakuza is the name given to organized crime syndicates in Japan. Their members are notorious for sporting intricate tattoos. And this is not the first time that similar groups from Taiwan and Japan have met. Japanese media in 2018 reported that Zhang Wei, White Wolf's son, led a group to attend a meeting with high-level figures in the Okinawan Yakuza. Police are now investigating if there's any illegal activity going on between the two groups.
本署已经掌握了他们相关的一个情资也针对他们这整个参访的一个行程有进行这个搜证跟调查，那防止这个我们台日的帮派跟这些团体做一个串联影响到我们的社会治安。
There are no indications that the two groups are planning anything together, but with public safety and organized crime in the spotlight ahead of Taiwan's general elections next year, authorities will be watching closely. Rick E. and Jaime Okan for TaiwanPlus.
In business news, TSMC has regained the top spot as Asia's most valuable company. According to a report from Bloomberg, the world's largest contract chipmaker squeezed out Chinese conglomerate Tencent for that title. TSMC's stock price has grown by over 6% so far in May, bringing its market cap to over $450 billion. The company has enjoyed steady growth thanks to developments in AI and numerous other countries hoping to ramp up their own chip production capacity. Meanwhile, Tencent's advertising revenue has underperformed. Meanwhile, South Korea has signaled it won't stop its companies from profiting from the brewing tech war between the U.S. and China. That's according to a report in the Financial Times. Washington has been asking its allies to support its ban on the export of certain chips to China and reportedly asked Seoul to urge South Korean companies like Samsung not to fill China's shortfall. But the Financial Times says policymakers in South Korea are unwilling to intervene. A tech war has been escalating between Washington and Beijing for months now over chips. The latest shot fired on Sunday, with Beijing announcing it would block products from U.S. memory chipmaker Micron. For more on the tech battle playing out between the world's superpowers, our reporter Joyce Zhang spoke with Yachi Zhang, president of the Taiwan Law and Technology Association.
From your experiences in cybersecurity, what is your reaction to China's ban on Micron after its security review?
I'm kind of surprised by China's decision on Micron's cybersecurity review. Originally, I thought it would not go this far. This decision is considered by many as a retaliation move against the United States. And I agree with the point. But I also want to point out that the decision bans Micron from the market of a vital critical infrastructure, but it does not ban Micron's products in the consumer's electronic market. And we know that the strength of the Micron lies more in the consumer's electronics market. This decision is more symbolic rather than substantial.
What does this latest development signal to you about the state of the US and China tech war?
The ongoing technology war amid China and the United States already disrupt the global supply chain in the semiconductor industry in many ways. It also signals to other companies that perhaps it's time for them to think about which side that they should choose.
Seoul has already suggested that it won't interfere in companies like Samsung's decision-making. What do you expect companies to do moving forward?
It really depends on which role you play in the industry. Say the interests of the company may not align to the interests of the country. It may be better to look at individual companies and to look into the depths of their strengths of the products.
What do you think would be the most ideal outcome of this tech war?
I would quote the saying in the joint statement made by the Group 7, de-risking but not decoupling, so that there's room for each country and each company to adapt to the environment. It looks like the tight-knit global supply chain will never be the same in the future. Still, that I think if we manufacture in each country, all on its own, and that wouldn't be feasible to develop a more advanced semiconductor industry.
That was Joyce Zhang speaking with Yachi Zhang, president of the Taiwan Law and Technology Association. Purple seaweed, or nori, is a popular menu item here in Taiwan, and farmers on the islands of Penghu make a living cultivating it. But now the algae is facing its biggest threat, warmer oceans. Sally Jensen has more.
It may not look particularly appetizing, but what these farmers on Taiwan's Penghu archipelago are harvesting is a popular item on menus across the country. It's purple lava, or nori, known locally as black gold.
这个要撑起来比较好拔。那样怎么办呢？逆向啊，它生长是这样子垂下来，你要往上拉。
The purple seaweed is cultivated at low tide on these bamboo frames. It grows best at water temperatures between 16 and 22 degrees Celsius.
水温啊，你25度以下，它就会长了。可是冷比较越冷越好了。
But ocean temperatures have shattered records recently, and the impact on these farmers' livelihoods has been severe.
这个温度有差，无像较早遐明冷啊，所以生产哦，早起会使挽3、4遍，这阵哦，挽到2遍左右就无多万啦。除非你讲迄年的天气会较冷。
没有丰收，没有丰收。今年我们大概有1/3了，一点点而已啦。
The unprecedented marine heat has also brought about other problems, like pests.
中间空空的网怎么样，对不对？都是被象疫苗吃光光的，都那么小来的，没办法去防这个东西的。
Seaweed is a vital part of marine ecosystems. It provides food and habitat for many sea species. But even slight temperature changes can disrupt this delicate balance.
温度一低的话，有些早食性的动物、鱼类，它会行动比较迟缓，或会死亡，所以减少那个吃食紫菜那个幼苗的机会，相对它会长得比较好。
But as companies continue to burn fossil fuels for profit, causing a global climate crisis, and 90% of the excess heat is absorbed by the oceans, the consequences are being felt not only by farmers, but on our dinner tables too. Klein Wang and Sally Jensen for TaiwanPlus.
Coming up, a brand new invention helps cats cut calories. Find out how after the break. Welcome back. You're watching TaiwanPlus News. Ukraine has denied accusations from Russia that it sent a, quote, sabotage group to attack a district across the Russian border. This comes after Ukraine-based Russian opposition groups claimed responsibility for the attacks. Clashes took place in Russia's southwestern region of Belgorod on Monday. There were reports of injuries, but no deaths. Ukrainian intelligence services say the Liberty of Russia Legion and the Russian Volunteer Corps were behind the attacks. The two groups are made up of Russian citizens who oppose their country's invasion and its president, Vladimir Putin. Ukrainian officials confirmed the Russian units had carried out an operation in the border area, but say they acted independently. Back in Taiwan, for decades, the outlying islands of Matsu were closed to the outside world. But now the islands are rethinking their wartime past. In part 2 of our special series, Andrew Ryan visits an old military brothel, which is now used for art shows.
Everywhere you turn in Matsu, there are temples dedicated to Matsu, the goddess of the sea. Everything from tiny temples like this one to one of the tallest statues of her in the world.
马祖以前最早很多人打鱼，妈祖是我们海上的守护神，所以说当初国军迁徙到马祖时候，他一样喜欢妈祖。
It's not hard to guess that the islands are named after the goddess, but there's an important distinction. The goddess is Matsu, using the character for mother. So why is the island chain called Matsu, using the character for horse?
妈祖比较柔，那国军比较雄壮威武，把妈去掉你这边就变马祖。
But people here still revere the goddess, so much so that they set out to build the world's tallest statue of her. It took 10 years to complete and is made up of 365 granite stones, a symbol of blessings for each day of the year. They also found a clever way to incorporate Taiwan's annual Matsu pilgrimages, which attract millions of people, right into the design of the complex. During the Matsu procession, devotees will actually lie down in the middle of the road and allow the statue to pass over them as a blessing. Now here they've actually set up a palanquin and you can walk underneath it for good luck. Let's go. This passageway was once used by the army. No surprise considering that Matsu has the highest density of military tunnels in the world. 40 years of military rule left a mark on these islands and a culture that runs as deep as religion. Propaganda is still part of the landscape. Slogans like "One Island, One Destiny," encouraging solidarity among soldiers and civilians. And then there's this massive sign greeting people at the harbor, "Sleeping on spears, awaiting the dawn." It's a warning to always remain alert. These days, they use many of the old military buildings for art exhibits and other events. The county chief shows me one of the most surprising venues located in Meishi Village, a repurposed military brothel that's now used for an international art festival, the Matsu Biennial.
把整个的马祖叫做国际艺术岛，有岛屿博物馆的观念。我们做10年的计划，这10年当中，那我们从教育、从我们的建筑、从我们的文化融合在一起，慢慢的把这个艺术的氛围把它培养起来。
The locals have also converted old strongholds into an independent bookstore and a hostel for backpackers.
我觉得马祖应该要保有自己的特色。我觉得开发不要太快，慢慢的。除了保有既有的原始生态以外，我们要要求品质的提升。 那这样子我们的观光才会做得更长远、更长久。
At a time when the world is rushing back to tourism, this small island chain of 13,000 people is happy to take it one day at a time. Alex Chen, Devin Tsai, Peachy Zhang, and Andrew Ryan for TaiwanPlus. So what does sustainable tourism look like in Matsu? Some say it looks a whole lot like the Mediterranean. That's next time in part 3 of our series, Where is Matsu's County Chief Taking Us?
You can find more episodes in this series on our website at TaiwanPlus.com. Construction of a railway in southwestern Taiwan has done more than just dig up dirt. It's unearthed one of the largest archaeological finds the country has seen in years. Harrell Hughes has this report.
这是我们的博物馆密室的一部分，那所以我们人骨整次就是在这里进行。
Welcome to Tainan's Museum of Archaeology. Scientists here are analyzing artifacts discovered at Taidokan, an archaeological site in southwestern Jiayi County. What began as a construction of a railway station has now led to the largest archaeological discovery in Taiwan in recent years. The objects can be used to learn about what life was like for inhabitants 2,500 years in the past.
这样子的发掘成果呢，其实也可以让我们有机会可以去确认，它其实是一个原堆积的一个史前的聚落的一个所在。
The site shows evidence of complete settlements, which have been divided into burial and residential areas. This is also the location of the first discovery of human bones in Jiayi. In archaeology, bones can be used to reveal a person's sex, age, diet, and height, and offer multiple clues about what life was like thousands of years ago.
这是我们的大腿骨，然后它又称股票的骨，然后从测量它的骨头的直径，我们可以知道它是男性或女性。那最大直径的话，大概从这边可以看出来是43.83。那如果它是大于46的话，我们就会知道，我们就可以确定它是男性。然后如果是小于42的话，我们就会知道它是女性。
Along with bones, archaeologists unearthed tools, weapons, and pottery fragments showing traces of hunting and a culture of decorating pottery. They also discovered that ancestors chewed on betel nuts, which left stains on their teeth. Teeth can also be used to determine a person's age.
从这个个体啊，我们可以看到它的上颚只到第2臼齿。但是它的下颚已经到第3臼齿，也就是说我们的智齿已经长出来，所以从这个情形我们就可以知道，如果有智齿生长完全的话，我们大概可以判断它大概已经35岁以上。
The discoveries from Jiayi are just one part of the story of the island's past. At the Archaeology Museum in Tainan, researchers continue to study these and other items which were dug up, piecing them together to share their story with current and future generations. Leon Lien and Harrell Hughes for TaiwanPlus.
Fat cats, look away. 2 Taiwanese sisters have invented a gadget that'll make your kitty work for its dinner. And their efforts in putting together this part feeding, part exercise machine have paid off. The 2 have won an award. Stash Butler tells us more.
Spin the roller and win a meal. This new gadget for cats won gold at the World Genius Convention and Education Expo in Tokyo. And the inventors? These 2 sisters from Taiwan. The eldest, 6th grader Christine Chen, explains why they made it.
做一些研究发现，地球上60%的猫都是过胖的，所以我们就很担心，就想要做出这样的发明。
Every time the roller spins, a light flashes on this stand. 20 spins and your cat has earned its dinner. The girl's mother says the invention has been a long time in the making.
他们小时候就常常会想很多的创意天马行空的，然后我都鼓励他们把它画下来，可以用自己一个小小的能力，怎么样去帮助大家这样。
The girls were the youngest gold winners at the expo last week, and given their age, they could be winning for many years to come. Eason Chen and Stash Butler for TaiwanPlus.
A rare watch previously owned by the last emperor of China is up for auction in Hong Kong. The timepiece is made of platinum and has both a moon phase and a triple calendar feature. The watch belonged to Pu Yi, the Xuantong emperor of China's Qing dynasty. Pu Yi ascended to the dragon throne at the age of 2, but was forced to step down after only a few years following the Xinhai Revolution. He would go on to become the emperor of the Japanese puppet state of Manchukuo. According to experts, Puyi gave the watch to his interpreter while imprisoned in the Soviet Union following Japan's defeat in World War II. The watch is expected to sell for over $3 million. Thank you for watching TaiwanPlus News. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, check out this full-scale Ferrari Monza SP1 made out of Lego on display in Denmark. I'm Eric Gou. Take care and see you next time.